For a few of you who've been watching my channel, you've seen me fly out here, but never seen, me talk. But this is where I fly out of. This is Florida Flying Gator Airport. It's a nice grass strip. A lot of people have their little airplanes out here. They have a lot of ultralights, a lot of sea rays. So today I had a bad starter, so I took the starter off and I fixed it. And if you're thinking about getting one of these ATF trikes, it's a good trike. The Polini engine is really good. However, there was some manufacturing defects with the starter, and the connection that comes from the positive terminal into the brush, it breaks. And so you basically take the starter apart and you solder it back together and you're good to go. So I'm going to be putting that starter on, and we're going to test run this thing and hopefully get some flight time in today. Now, putting on this starter is relatively straightforward. You just have two bolts that go in. The starter slides in. You tighten the two bolts, and then there's another ring that goes over the top. Make sure we get it on right. There it is. Of course, holding the camera and putting this on at the same time is a challenge, but it's okay. I'll do it for you guys. So, yeah, at least I got it on there a bit. Real easy. I just use my drill. Go nice and slow. Make sure you're not cross-threading or over-torquing. I set my torque level of the drill a little bit low, just so that I can, I can control it and do it by hand for the last torque. There you go. So that's that. After that, you have some ground wires to connect. 3 of them. They all go on one lug. So we'll put that on, and that goes right to the back here. Real easy. And after that, there's a little extra bracket, gives it more support that they made. And it goes on there, and same thing, just torque it in, you're good to go. So we'll get all this together. I'll put the battery back in and we'll start her up. Okay, now that I got the starter put back on, I'm going to discuss the tie down procedure, which I have on this one. First thing is I have a line that goes from the front flying wires here to the front. There's an anchor in the ground, and it's not real tight. You can see it. It's not real tight, but it does keep the nose kind of down, and it's super solid when you put this on too. It's not going to fly away. The other things that I have going on is where the struts, you can see up in there where the struts meet the leading edge, I put a tie down there. And then I have these bungees, and they just kind of loop into the wing. They just kind of keep things solid, so that, as it moves around, it doesn't really want to fly or anything. It's being held down. And that's basically all I got. So I'm going to untie this thing, and we're going to go put it up. If you notice, I store it down so that the control bar is resting on the ground. And it's, like I said, real solid. I mean, it moves, but it's not going to lift up. So I'm going to get this thing ready to fly. We're going to start it up. We're going to make sure that everything's running good, and we're going to hopefully fly out of here if the winds don't get too bad. So here we go. So let's release this one. Get that off. We're going to go around the trike. We're going to release all of the hooks. All right, nice and easy. That one, we go around to the rear, and I walk this way. Normally, if I was going to fly right now, I'd be putting my screen up. I'd be putting my supports up and getting my hanger ready. But right now, I'm not going to go that far. I'm just going to start it inside the hanger. So we got that. And up here, let's loosen that up. It's already kind of loose because the other side is loosened up. Okay. I just wrap them around like that because it holds it really strong. Now this one, you notice I use this technique where I wrap the strap around the hook. I've struggled for a long time until my friend Bob showed me this, because when you try to put one of these ratchet straps and just not wrap it and just loop it, they fall off. So this is a real secure way of doing it. Now, one thing I really want to point out is that I have these two straps here, and they extend from the strut near the base tube all the way to the rear of the trike on this thick spring metal here. And that's really required. If you take that off, the trike is going to want to push backwards all the way and compress itself down real short, and then your wing will be at an unusual attitude and it can catch some air. It won't be real straight. It can catch some air and try to lift. So I keep those on, and I lift this sucker up, and we get it up in the air, and when it gets in the air, these things will loosen up and we'll take them off. But it keeps it nice and tight, and I got this 4x4 here against the wheel, so everything is real tight. Nothing moves. So let me see if I can lift that on camera, if I could position my camera. Hold on. Okay, here I am. I'm ready to get this thing in the air. Like I said, I'm going to keep those straps on there, and that keeps everything in position until it gets all the way up. And it's really easy. Just got to lift the wing up. So I pull off the bolt, which goes to the down tube. And then I just lift the wing up, and since I have chocks in the back, it's not going anywhere. That's it. I get the bolt pack on there, make sure I put my lock nuts in place and everything. And this thing is in the air, and I could try to start it. So I keep this thing set up all the time. It's super convenient. If I didn't have to replace the starter, I'd be in the air already. Okay, we're good to go. Move these. Yep. This. There you go. Get everything out of the way. The prop. Ready to get it going. Okay, looking good. Now make sure that I have like this 4x4 in front of the wheel. I have all kind of like stuff to block the wheel, you know. It's just gonna want to get away once if you throttle it up a little bit. Right now I'm gonna just crank it on. Okay. Battery in. Here we go. Clear a prop. A little bit going on there. Give it some gas and see if it'll go. Clear prop. Pump of gas here. Oh yeah, there's a little air in the fuel line. Pump the gas. Give it a shot. Clear prop. At least I knew the starter's working. Gas again. A little bit going in the carb. Yeah. You gotta kind of prime it up a little bit. Then you give it a little bit of throttle. Clear prop. There it goes. There it goes. we're running. We'll let it warm up. We'll see if we can fly.